the United States. Hope everyone is getting ready this week to attend the awesome health conference. This one, guys, is going to knock the socks off. So you definitely do not want to be there without having guests. So we want to encourage you, get off the line now, get your tickets in your back office. They're right there. And so you will definitely bless somebody's life. If you want somebody that you've been trying, to share the information with, I would even invite them and pay for a ticket, because once they see this health conference, this is going to turn around. And guess what? It's a tax write-off. So I am Phyllis Nash, your Chief Sales Officer, also one of the 4 co-founders here at Wakana. I'm going to get out of the way to bring up our speaker of today. Today is Wake Up Wealthy Now. That's what happens on Thursday morning. You waking up wealthy. When? Now. Brought to you by none other than our own president, acting CFO, our evangelist, our Illinois 4th time to soon to be state senator, my friend, my sister, my mentor, and my business partner. Dr. Pat, are you out there?
Yes, I am, Phyllis. Thank you so much for that introduction.
You are welcome. Take it away.
All right. Thank you. All right, everybody. This is Wake Up Wealthy. Is everybody woke, and is everybody ready to be wealthy? That's a decision. I oftentimes tell people, they say, how are you doing? I said, I'm doing fantastic. They say, wow, that's good. I said, it's a decision, right? I decided to feel fantastic. I didn't wait for the day to tell me what was going to happen. I already made my mind up what's going to happen today. And I'm claiming and speaking it out of my mouth, not because I hope it happened, but because I know it already happened, because nothing is new under the sun. So this day is my day, and it is fantastic. So, and I am waking up wealthy, and I want to inspire every one of you all to do the same. We thank God so much for Phyllis. I want to call her Dr. Phyllis because she is a doctor in her own right. And we thank God so much for her and for her effort and labor here with us. And I say this every week, but I say it every week because every week she's done it again. And that is, she has labored for us. I was in a conference just this weekend, and I talked about how I am willing to spend and be spent for them so that they could grow, so they could develop, so they could become the best, the highest version of themselves. Well, Phyllis has that same testimony. She's not only willing to to spend and be spent for us, she is spending and being spent for us. In other words, she's giving it all up. She's leaving it all out on the field for us, that we might find the way to success. The reason why is because she knows success exists. She knows that treasure place exists. And she wants us to believe enough and to hold on enough to be able to walk into that place. And I'm just grateful to walk side by side with her, because what she's done, she's carrying a load that, few people would be willing to carry. She is the midwife of Wakana, and she is someone we should offer up prayers for right this moment. So I'm just going to pause for a few seconds, and I want you to offer up a prayer, a quiet prayer before God for Phyllis. I am so grateful for her, Father. Grateful for her. Grateful for Phyllis being in my life, being here as a stalwart, backer, supporter, leader for us. Thank you, Father. Bless her continuously on every side, coming in and going out. God bless her. Multiply her peace, multiply her wisdom, multiply her wealth as she labors in the vineyard for your people. And I thank you for it, and I give you glory for it forever. Amen. All right. Thank you all for doing that. It's going to come back to you. If you offered it up, it's coming back to you, because we can't give without it coming back. Good measure, right? Pressed down, shaken together, running over. It's going to come back to us, what we just given up. So thank you, Phyllis, again, for being a servant to all of us and a leader for all of us to follow. Now, today I want to talk about you getting what you want. Because, wealthy people get what they want, in the most part. It depends on what they're wealthy in. If they're just wealthy with money, then they might not get everything they want. But if they're wealthy in spirit, okay, wealthy in money, wealthy in consciousness, wealthy in understanding, wealthy in wisdom, wealthy in truth, they get what they want because they know how to get it. They understand what's happening around them, and they know what to do in order to get what they want. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, is getting what you want. This is Wake Up Wealthy Now. That's right. Not next week, not in a year from now, but this moment, waking up wealthy now. That's what this is all about. And so I want to talk to you about about getting what you want, right? And I want to talk to you about why a lot of people never get what they want. I'm not going to say most people. I'm going to say a lot of people never get what they want. And probably most people never get what they want continuously. They'll get what they want sometimes, but not what they want all the time. And that's what this is about, getting what you want. Now, the problem with most people, the reason why most people don't get everything they want, they're not able to walk in that space where they're able to call the things to be not as though they were. They're not able to be in that space and call out the things that they got to have. It's because they've forgotten who they are. They've forgotten what they're here for, here on earth for. They've forgotten that they're supposed to have dominion. So they think that dominion is available, but it's only for certain people of a certain persuasion. So therefore, we disempower ourselves from being able to participate in that type of dominion because we don't fit the image that we have in our mind. But when you understand your purpose, hallelujah, when you understand your purpose, why I am here, I want you to know resources come from places you never would dream they would come from, because what you're calling those things to you because you understand what you're here for and what you must do. Perfect example. Let's go back to you when you were a young parent, young mother, young father, and you didn't know how things were going to work out. You just didn't know. You didn't have access to what you needed to be able to take care of your family, take care of your children, take care of your household. And those of you that stood in that space and said, I don't know what to do, but you know what? I'm going to figure out what I need to do. Those the ones that stayed and stood in that space, then the resources come to you that you needed in order to keep on going. Didn't they come? Yes, they did. And how do I know they came? Because you're here today and you still believing, you still hoping, you still dreaming, you still think that things can be better. That's why you're here. That's why you're a part of the Wakana nation. When you know that, hey, I'm a parent and I have to take care of these children, they have to eat. I have to have a roof over their head. I have to have transportation for them. I have to have lunch money for them to go to school. I got to provide breakfast. When you know that, then because you know I am the parent, I am the responsible one, resources came to you, will come to you to meet that need. But when you stand in that space and say, I don't know how I'm going to be able to feed my family. I don't know how I'm going to keep a roof over their head. I don't know how I'm going to give them lunch money. You know, I don't have any money. This is, terrible. My kids are not going to have this and not going to have the things they need. When you say that, you all retract those things and you cause those things to move away from you. I mean, those things be right there at the door because what? You have purpose, you have responsibility, and you will get the resources you need to meet that responsibility, whatever it is. Even if you're going for a level in Wakana or trying to get a certain number of people in the business, when you understand that I must do this, this is supposed to happen, I can have this, then you know what? You will sit on that phone and you will call until you get it, because you know what? You can't go home without it. I remember once we were working on some legislation trying to get felony records sealed for people who had low-level drug offenses, nonviolent drug offenses, low level. And we trying to get those sealed because they had a low-level drug offense, marijuana, cocaine, small amounts. And because of that, they could not get a job, right? They couldn't get a job. They couldn't get in school because there was a bar against getting student loans or grants if you had a drug offense. So that meant they were locked out of society. Well, we went and we were talking to the Illinois Retail Merchants Association. Now, this was before I was a senator. Okay, I was an advocate at that time. I was an activist. I was a social movement organizer. And I had organized people across ethnic lines, and we were going to work to try to get this bill changed. Now, they offered us. So let me just tell you here, the Illinois merchant, real estate, Illinois real retailers. Okay, the Illinois retailers and merchants work. So they are Walgreens, the Dominick's, the Jewels, any type of chain kind of group that sell products to people. So it was Target, Walmart, all these Walgreens, all these different companies. So we were trying our best to get them to support us because the legislators wouldn't cross them. The Illinois Retail Merchant Association, they would not cross them. So as long as they were saying no, our bill was not going to pass. Well, you know what? It needed to pass, and it had to pass because you know what? We couldn't go home without it. Because if we went home, we were going to go back home to the same situation we were living in before. And we knew that it needed to change in order for us to have a successful life. So we were pushing and pushing. And finally, we found out, one of the members of the team found out who was the president of the Illinois Retail Merchants Association. And it was the vice president of Walgreens. So because Walgreens was just down the street, it was in the suburbs of Chicago, we said, how about all of us from all our different communities, all our different ethnicities, all our different religions, let's go visit the vice president of Walgreens out in, it's in the suburbs. I can't remember the name of the suburb now, but it's the western suburbs. And so when he found out that we were coming out there to visit him, we called and made an appointment with his, we tried to make an appointment with his assistant, let her know we all were coming. It was 16 of us. They contacted the Illinois Retail Merchants Association and said, look, you need to meet with these people now. We do not need these people to come out here to see us. Okay. So when we met with the Illinois Retail Merchants Association, they were willing to seal the records of prostitutes, people who had prostitution in their background, because that was part of the thing we had too, but not the drug offenses. But, and so everybody was like, we win some now. Not everybody, but some people were saying, we win some now, we win some later. Let's go home with this win. I told them I can't go home and tell my community that we sealed records for prostitutes, because it ain't that many of us that are prostitutes. Okay, we got a whole lot of family members that got drug offenses. We need that. And so I told the guy, I said, look, I can't go home with that. I can't go home and sell that to nobody. I have to have the sealing of records for people who have felony records. And so they went back and forth, but finally they accepted it. Why? Because we had to have it. And you got to get to a point, there's some things you have to have, that you're not going to keep getting pushed around and not being able to achieve your dream and your goal. You're not going to keep on getting pushed around and not being able to rank up when you say you're going to rank up, because trouble comes because somebody gets in your way. When you know you have purpose, I got to finish this race and I got to finish it strong. I got to hit this rank and I got to do it now. When you know that you have purpose, I want you to know resources will come to you, ideas will come to you, strength will come to you, people will come to you that you didn't even know existed at the time when you made that declaration. So my message to you today that want to wake up wealthy today and forever, make a decision about who you are, what your purpose is, and what you can do, what you've done in the past. And then stand in that space. The people who left their families because they didn't have money, they didn't have food, they didn't have the things they wanted to give to their children, they never saw the promise come to pass. But those that stayed with the family, that stuck there, figured it out. They figured out how to make a meal out of nothing, almost nothing, putting pieces together, things together that turned out to be fantastic meals, right? And they found ways to collect little pieces of money, little small amounts of money, enough to put together to get their kids lunch money when they went to school. Resources came to them. What they needed happened. They could have sent their child to school and didn't even need lunch money, didn't even know that there was a new rule where you didn't need lunch money. But had they forsaken their family, walked away, had forsaken the things that they loved and walked away, they would have never saw the promise. So my message to you today, Waking Up Wealthy Now, from Dr. Pat, co-founder of Wakana, president of Wakana, interim CFO, standing in this space, saying to you today that when you know who you are, when you know you got purpose, I got to get to the top. I cannot be down here. I cannot sit here and tell other people about the promises that's available and I haven't manifested them. I must manifest those promises. I must stand here. And when you stand in that space, flat-footed, and refuse to move, refuse to be humiliated, refuse to be pushed around, pushed down, rolled over, and you say it cannot happen, it must not happen, I need this thing to come to pass now. It is going to come. It happens every time. Look back over your life and you will see that over and over again, when you stood flat-footed and you refused to back up, you refused to give up. You said, no, this is what I'm supposed to have. No, I will not give up. Yes, I will achieve. Yes, I will overcome. Yes, I will go to the top. It's going to happen, and I refuse to accept anything less. I want you to know the whole universe will wake up and turn toward you. And it will focus on you. And all of a sudden, the abundance of the sea will be converted to you. And resources will come from the north, the east, the west, and the south. And you will find that you are able to accomplish the unaccomplishable. You will be able to achieve the unfathomable. you'll be able to manifest the intangible. Why? Because you got it like that. It's your purpose. Okay. I'm Dr. Pat, and I'm always going to be inspiring you to rise to purpose. There's so much inside of you just waiting to manifest. Grab a hold to the truth about who you are and manifest. Have a what kind of day. Bye now.